Hello and welcome to another episode of the Appelboom Bites podcast. Today's episode number 82 already, and it's going to be an amazing, lovely show again for sure. I would like to welcome everybody that's here in the YouTube chat. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions for us, please ask us through the chat. But first, let me introduce our amazing co-host. It is the one and only Alexandra from Alexandra's Art Insanity. Welcome back on the show, Alexandra. How are you?
Good. I'm happy to be back.
Yes, it's very early for you, so I'm really happy that you woke up this morning and that you're here with us.
It was slightly harder this morning. It's decided to snow in April, and we have 5 inches of snow on the ground.
Oh, wow.
And it was I was like, okay, we actually have to get out of bed and do this thing. But it's always a pleasure to hang out with you, even if it is 10 a.m.
And snowing.
And snowing.
In April. Wow, that's crazy. I don't think that we had any snow in the Netherlands this year. So maybe a little bit jealous as well, like on your snowy morning. All right, let me introduce our guest for today, because we have a very special guest. It's always exciting when we have a CEO of a pen company here on the show. So, let's give a warm welcome to Mathias, the CEO of Diplomat. Welcome back on the show, Mathias. How are you?
Hello, nice to be with you today again. Always a pleasure to be with you in the community. I'm good. Not snowing in Paris for the moment. It's almost summer, so I feel I'm a bit lucky compared to you, Alexandra.
Yeah. It briefly looked like it was going to be summer on the weekend, and then all of a sudden yesterday it decided, you know what? It's not going to be summer. You're going to get inches of snow.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen.
Yeah.
But hopefully winter is over soon, and then spring and summer. And wow, I really cannot wait for that to happen, because, well, it was a really long winter for my feeling. All right, I would like to welcome everybody in the chat, pen friends, hey all, and Wendy is there as well. Hi, Wendy. If you have any question for us, please ask us, and we will try our best to give you an answer on that question. All right. Before we start the show, we always do a pen check, and Alexandra, I would like to start with your pen check.
The pen check.
So luckily we had one singular sunny day, and so I was able to send you the video of this, which is my custom pen from Rob over at Rob's Penworks. And he does 100% custom pens. It's got a little octopus on the finial. And
nice.
It's a hexagon pen, which means I can unscrew the lid with one hand, which I really like.
That's very convenient.
And it does not show up as pretty inside, but in the replay, you'll be able to see the outside footage of this pen in the sunlight. And boy, does it sparkle.
It's really nice. I already saw the video very briefly, and there are a lot of sparkles in there. It was quite a good video, but people have to wait for like the video that we make from this live session, because then we will put the B footage in there, and yeah, people just have to rewatch the show. I think that's also not a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
To do that.
It just does not show up inside at all. Like I've tried with different studio lighting setups. You cannot make it sparkle the same inside that you can make it sparkle outside.
So you also only use this fountain pen outside?
I've only filmed and photographed with it outside. I've used it inside a bunch, but the reason there has not been a video of this pen is we have not had a window of sun long enough for me to actually film a video outside with this pen.
Maybe in the snow. It would be a nice contrast.
Yeah, except I need snow and sun, and we don't have snow and sun. We just have snow.
That's not good. But I really like the shape of the pen.
I do too. It's sort of similar to in size. It's
Is it only the cap, or is it also the barrel?
No, so the barrel, unlike a Benu, is cylindrical, and it's a little bit shorter than a Euphoria, which I like because I find that pen a little bit long in my hand. And so when we were talking, because he does everything 100% custom, when we were talking about creating this pen, we took what I liked about a Benu, which is the faceted cap, but we unfaceted the body and then we shrunk it a little bit. And that is the perk of working with small makers, is that you can create something totally 100% custom for you.
Yeah, that's super nice. That's super nice that it works out.
Really.
And I think that he did an amazing job on that. Thank you, Alexandra, for your pen check. Matthias, what is your pen check for today?
Oh, difficult to remain original with my pen check because I remember in the past I talked about my young age pen check, which was the capless Raden from Pilot, which is my loved pen. Today I will talk about this Aero Oxide. I love the oxidation of the brass, which makes it very vintage style. So this is my pen of the moment, also because it's a bit heavy and I'm not a strong guy, but let's say it's my pen of the moment.
It's really nice, especially so people can also see that we come really unprepared here, because I had the same pen check for today.
Oh, really?
So
crazy.
Yeah. So that's it's not scripted or anything. It's just Matthias and we picked the same pen check for today. And things like that can happen. Out of all the pens that we have here in the store, I picked this pen, and Matthias as well. So I think it's a good choice, right?
Yeah, thank you very much. That was really my choice of the day. I was hesitating a bit, but yeah, if you conclude it's the same with me, I can't say it's a bad choice.
It's a good pen. But also, I picked this pen also because I think that this pen was maybe the best-selling pen of Diplomat of 2024.
Maybe one of the best for us, but depends on where. But yes, it's a very, very good success of the year last year.
Yeah, because it was quite something new. Of course, not the model, because the Aero is already known by a lot of people, but because of the material, which makes it more heavier compared to the aluminum Aero. Yeah. This one was something completely different for a lot of people, and for people that love the size of the Aero and the shape, but thought it was too light. It was something completely different for a lot of people, and we made a lot of people happy with this pen. So yeah, that was the reason actually why I picked this pen, and also because how my English got stuck here, but I think the oxidation process here,
yes, exactly,
is really nice on this pen.
Yeah, it provides a very different style to this Aero. As I said, very vintage. I like it. And as I said, it's also part of our DNA at Diplomat. We are doing metal pens, and how to show how metal can be original better than with this kind of surface treatment with oxidation, different colors, the curves. Yeah, for me, it's one of the pen which I'm very proud of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah, it's got a nice contrast to it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Exactly. That's the word that I was looking for, a contrast. That's super nice. All right. So that was Matthias and mine pen check. And before we start the podcast, we always start with a question from our previous guest, Matthias. And the question was from Marijke, me and my Happy Desk. She was here last week to promote her workshop a little bit for the Dutch Pen Show. But I can tell you the tickets of the Dutch Pen Show, they went on sale last Sunday, and it was crazy. Already 8 workshops are sold out of the 16, so like half of it is sold out. And of the workshops that are not sold out yet, it's for 75% already sold the ticket. So it's really fast. Yeah, it's crazy. And there's still a couple of regular tickets available to enter the show. Some VIP tickets, not that many. I think 10 or 20 tickets, something like that, but they're also selling really fast. So well, as one of the organizers, I'm really, really grateful that we see all this love from the community, and I think it's wonderful to see how people are really looking forward to this event actually, because well, I'm in some Discord groups and on Facebook, Instagram, you see a lot of people talking about this event, and yeah, it's just it's really heartwarming to see all this love for the pen community, and especially because sometimes we get people here in the store and they ask us like, hey, are there still people writing with fountain pens? And then I saw all these tickets selling out and I was like, wow, people don't even know like half of what's happening in the world. Anyway, Marijke had a question for you, Matthias. And her question was, have you written with a fountain pen on anything else than paper?
And I will say sorry, but no. I have too much. No. I have too much respect for a fountain pen to use it not on a paper. I'm really, really sorry. But I have to say it's very important to choose a good paper in combination with your fountain pen. But no, honestly, I don't see what I could do else than writing on a paper with a fountain pen. To use it as a weapon, maybe, but it's not writing. So it's totally different. So,
but Alexandra, you have an answer for this question, right?
I do have an answer for this question. So I have used a fountain pen before on tracing fabric, which is 100% polyester to trace vintage pattern pieces. Because if you use a ballpoint pen, it leaves an imprint into the original pattern. Okay. And this was a pattern from the 60s, and I didn't want to do that. And so I used a fountain pen on the tracing fabric, and it worked quite well.
Okay. I will have to test.
Yeah, I definitely have to test. Matthias, Wendy has a question for you because she's wondering, what is your favorite paper? If you're making a statement, paper is really important. So what is your favorite paper?
Difficult for me to talk about different brands of paper. I have to admit that in general, I like some Japanese papers. But one that comes to me is not a Japanese, was a paper from Thibierge in France. Small company, very luxury paper, I have to admit, but was very, very good. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good answer. All right, I think Marijke, we answered your questions. So far for that. Let's talk a little bit more about Diplomat, because last year there was a big launch. Actually, there were two big launches. One of them was the Aero Oxide Brass, and the other one was a completely new model, and it was on the bottom of the collection of Diplomat, and it was the launch of the Viper. It was first launched in a blue and a black version. We sold hundreds of those, and now it's also here in the brown version since February. Matthias, can you tell us a little bit more about the success of this launch? Did you expect something like this happening?
To be honest with you, not as much. We were crazy about the pen since we were making the development because of the different assets of the pen, and we knew it could be a success. But to be honest with you, we've been overwhelmed by this launching. It's been from far the biggest launching since I acquired the company in 2016. Even this month, we are again in short with the blue, for example, running to produce more. I'm blessed with that. It's fantastic, but no, I was not expecting such a big success, and it's fantastic. But when you look after the beginning of the story, you understand a little bit. I think the asset of the pen with the magnetic cap, with this specific nib, which is a hooded nib, makes it different. The design, I love it. I'm not the best to talk about this, of course, but I love it. Even the trims, which are not made with same coloring system as the body, makes a good combination. So, but also I have to admit that we made the choice to make a price point for a pen around 100 euro. And when you see the global context, I I think it was a good price room also, because people are maybe more frightened and had less budget, and I have to admit it's also a part of the success of the Viper. It's a good price positioning. So yeah, we are super happy, honestly, super happy, and we will try to bring new things about the Viper in the next in the future, let's say. But I was not expecting such big big success.
It's a great success. And now with launching the brown, I got a lot of questions from customers like, what other colors are there for the foreseeable future? Can you say anything about that?
Yes. A new color is on track to be ready during summer, let's say. Will be a green.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
This green.
yeah, it will be a darker green than this one.
Okay.
But everything seems easy when you don't know how we make the pen. But to obtain the exact color that you want with this process of coloring is not so easy. So
Yeah, because it's not only the body that is colored, but it's also the trims, right? That
yeah,
you should match somehow.
exactly. So now we have made the first step. We have the good barrel, and we try to fix with the good color of the trims. So
Oh,
this
nice.
is the new. This is the new to come during
Mhm.
summer. A new color, and I think for this year will be already good. Already 2 new colors for the year. We'll see, but for
That's
sure
nice.
we are already working for 2026. Huh?
That's good.
Yeah.
I have a question about the nib. People were asking me that before. And I also saw somebody asking here in the chat. Ben Friends was asking, have you given thoughts for developing your own nibs? Because this nib, is this nib made by Diplomat or is this nib made by someone else?
No, this nib is made by someone else,
Mm-hmm.
but we have developed the nib with them.
Of
Uh,
course.
and yes, we have given thoughts. First of all, we wanted to have hooded nib, so you need to have the good matching in between the end of the section, the size of the nib, the shape of the nib, knowing that I think Diplomat, we are recognized to have probably the one of the best writing stainless steel nib pens, let's say. So
Mm-hmm.
of course the quality was very, very, very important. And the other thought we have given, as it's a hooded nib, we wanted to have a size that could fit for many, many people and without having many sizes of nibs, because it's very difficult to know which size it is, etc. So this nib is a bit specific because it's what we call a FM, fine medium nib. It's in between the fine and
Mm-hmm.
medium. Some brands are doing this. We were not doing in the past. And for the Viper, we wanted to have this specific size to be sure to fit for different markets and habits with this nib size.
So
Mm-hmm.
is it similar in writing size to like a sailor medium fine, or is it going to be slightly wider than that?
It will be a little bit wider, knowing that the Japanese fine and medium are generally thinner than the European fine
Yeah.
and medium. So it will be more medium than fine if you compare to a sailor, for example.
Okay.
But
Um,
with fountain pens, the limit is always difficult.
Yeah.
there are not that many. There are really small margins for
Sometimes, yes.
those size. Yes.
It,
All right.
it, it it's why Dominant Industries made that very handy measuring card for nib widths
Yeah.
Mhm.
or line widths.
It's really helpful because not every fine is a fine and not every medium is a medium, and even within brands like pens from the same brands, your broader fine can write almost the same as the fine medium. So it's like
Yeah, but you know that for a pen manufacturer to have the exact pure same line, same size is almost impossible. So we have the system of tolerance for the
of
nibs.
course.
So making that sometimes a a broader intolerance fine will be close to a thinner intolerance medium if we just stick on this. But this is the story of fountain pens. Huh?
Yeah.
That's part of production, I think, right? All right, so that was the launch of the Viper from last year. This year we now have the green, the brown Viper, sorry, and the green is coming later this year. But also two other pens were launched last month, I think in March. One of them was the Aero Rhomb, right? And you have that over there. Can you show it?
Yeah. So I show you the new Aero Rhomb that arrived. Oops, I tried to be in the good. That arrived in March. So this is the global shape of the Aero, but very different style because we don't have the curves. We have instead of that a guilloche in rhomb. Rhomb means squares in German, and with the polished aluminum body. That makes it very shiny and with the chrome trims. So our inspiration, of course, for this was end of 60s, beginning of 70s, chrome styles, a little bit of, let's say, James Bond spirit into that. And we found it was very nice and very different than the regular Aero. So what is important for people is also the weight, etc. Here, the weight is much closer to the regular Aero because the body is made of aluminum than the oxide that we showed in the pen check, which is made of brass and it's is heavier.
Yeah.
So
what do you think of this,
when
Alexandra?
you open the pen,
it's very pretty. I've split my screen so I can look at it big on websites. It's a very pretty pen.
Yeah. And once again, we try to show interest of the metal.
Yeah.
It's the reflection.
Very nice.
A kind of not vintage, but
but that pattern pattern does really come back in models indeed from the 70s, 80s. You saw it more often back then, and not so much anymore.
I would say not not vintage, but classic. Like we're not seeing as many just quote unquote plain colored pens these days. We're seeing a lot of flashy colors or busy pens, and so it is sort of nice to just see something with a black grip section and nice clean lines of metalwork.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question about that Rhomb pen, Matthias. Does it catch a lot of fingerprints because of the chrome, or?
Yes, of course. I would be a liar saying the contrary. I'm not a liar, Joost.
No, but that's why I'm asking you, and also because maybe because of the lines, it doesn't. You don't really see it because we do have. Actually, Diplomat has the Excellence A in chrome, like completely in chrome, and that's like really a fingerprint magnet. That's crazy. But the with the lines, it might be lesser. Yeah,
it's less, of course, because your eye is attracted by the line before seeing the print. But whatever on this kind of surface, yes, you will have the fingerprint.
It's what an eyeglass polishing cloth in your pen case is for.
You really need it for this pen. You were mentioning, Alexandra, that this is a really classic pen, but at the same time, Diplomat was also launching something completely different. It's in the same model, but it's more funky.
Yes.
It's more funky. So just to correct, we started to communicate on this pen to show it, but the pen will be available on the market in June.
Okay.
So I just show you this pen. So you were talking about flashy, and I was thinking about it. So Joost, we have launched last year the Traveler Funky, which
I have it here.
Yeah, it's a very special surface treatment with the coloring by PVD for the ones who like the technique, and an addition of the niobium treatment, which is a treatment normally used more in space and also in medical industry for some properties. One of the property of this is that you have this very, very shiny color, and on this color especially, you have the changing color tone. So difficult to show you on the screen, really. We have few videos, few photos where you can see, depending on how you look at the pen, it can look pink, it can look violet, it can look a little bit of metal green, sorry. Very shiny, and you see that this Aero is without any curve. The second thing, instead, or in addition to the style, is that this pen, we will make an event. So for the one who want, I would suggest to order it before, because we will make only one production. It's not a limited with serial numbers, but we make one production to create an event on the market. So if you want it, be sure to order before, because now I finished to collect all the orders of everybody, and I will start producing. But once it's finished, it's finished.
It's definitely gone. It's a special edition. You can only order it once, and after that, it's over and gone. Mathias, can you explain a little bit why this Aero doesn't have the lines on the pen?
Well, first of all, we like to try to change in our designs to make something new, and the Aero, what we call plain, without any curve, we felt it was nice. And especially with the funky treatment, with the curves, you will lose a big part of the reflection. You have, with this big surface, a kind of mirror effect that you wouldn't have with the curves. So that's why we made this choice also. And we tried to do it with the curves. Honestly, voted internally, and we said, oh, no, we prefer with the plain version.
So you have a prototype with the curves?
Yes, I have a prototype. And not with me, but I have a prototype with the curves.
Oh, that's
doesn't
cool.
work as well. To be honest with you, it's much nicer like this.
No, I can completely imagine that. You know, you want to have like that mirror kind of feeling, right, with that pen.
Yeah. I will send you just some new pictures we made. Some new videos are coming also. And when my photographer sent me just the photos, it was totally crazy. It was in one position, and I had photos. We believe it's a different pen. The color is totally different.
Yeah,
but I can imagine that your photographer had a really hard time with this one, because it's almost impossible to make a good photo of this.
He was crazy. And also because for this one, I admit, it's more, how did you say, fingerprint catcher?
Yeah.
Very
But it's part. Because I'm looking at the photo that we're using on our website right now, and it's really purple with turquoise, and I hope people are not expecting the pen to be like exactly like that, you know, that I get all the returns and people are saying like, hey, you send me a pen which is completely pink, and it's not a pen that you have there in that photo.
I can tell you, in the watercolor world, when we market a color that does things like this, we put up pretty much every photo of what the color shift will look like and say that this is what happens with a single color, because things will look so different. This also is very much my aesthetic in life. But I do like a basic pen on occasion. But there is something very appealing about just how over the top this pen is.
Sometimes you have to go crazy.
You do.
Yeah. And that's exactly what Diplomat did with their other launch.
Yes.
That Mathias showed me in Frankfurt. And I remember, Mathias, how you introduced it to me. You said like, we had to try something different.
Yeah.
You use that word. And then you show that pen to me. Can you tell a little bit more about this launch, the Diplomat Xo?
Yeah. Just to have the context, we are a small company, a kind of family company, and sometimes the product development, of course, we listen at the market, but sometimes we want to have fun and say, what could we do different? And as they started to work, I will show you the two pens, and you will understand from the beginning. We started to work on these two pens. So this one is made of lacquer. This one is made, difficult to show you, of leather. Okay. So when you
just for everybody that are tuning in right now, no, Diplomat is not beginning to start selling cigars. It is a pen. Sorry.
Exactly. When you talk about a pen, you talk about a cylinder. So what to do around a cylinder? And I had around me somebody who likes cigars, etc., and then starting to work on this. And we decided to make this pen called Xo, shaped like a cigar. So this pen has a very long cap.
Wow.
Okay, so it's a screw part. You unscrew, you have this, which is the pen, very regular size, easy to write with, and this very long cap, no clip. And of course, the inspiration is the cigar, and that's why we called it Xo. We didn't want to call it cigar; it's not fun. But Xo.
You also have some problems with Google. If you try to promote something like that, it's impossible.
And potentially customs.
Yeah, also. Well. but let's say that the idea was the shape of the cigar, and our belief is that it's a pen that shows a certain era, a certain, let's say, art de vivre, inspiration more than cigar, which is the shape of the pen, is of course you can imagine being in a nice lounge with a big leather sofa, talking with friends. XO means extra hold. So you know the cognac XO, some cigars XO, which is normally the top quality. So it's more a reference with this cigar to a certain art de vivre, certain style of life. So of course the pen, sorry, difficult to be in front of the camera. The pen is of course like a cigar, but we don't promote any cigar. We promote a pen because it's writing very, very well. So to be complete, I'm very sorry, but not for the pen lovers, for some shops. This is a limited edition. We are not used to make limited edition in general, but this design is so different that we wanted to make also a kind of event, and we wanted to be sure it would be accepted by the market. So we made only 265 pieces from the two ones in total, all over the world. And the pen is sold out from us. So now you have to find the pen to a good dealers.
Let me check if we still have some available, because we were selling it quite good as well. We have, from the leather version, we have exactly 5 pieces left available. And of the lacquer version, we have 8 pieces left available. And after that, we're also sold out. So it's
here we are in a limited edition with serial numbers, which is on the ring here written, with a different box, with everything very, very different, and to be in the style of the pen, of course.
Yeah, it's super nice. What do you think about this, Alexandra?
It's very much not my style, but I do really like the intent and the artistry behind it. And I like that you've done 2 different versions. I always think it's fun when a brand pushes the limits, especially with doing a leather version. That was the first thing that caught my eye when I was looking at them last night. I just think it's cool. Like, I like pens that don't look like pens or look like they're... I like pens that are interesting.
Something different, right?
Something different.
Yeah.
This was
Do you smoke,
the target.
Alexandra?
I don't.
So maybe this is a good alternative, right? No, honestly, it was quite interesting because so we created this product page and we wanted to start advertise this on Meta, and it was not allowed. And
Yeah.
I didn't really understood it until I read the description, and it said like, you know, you're not allowed to sell things like cigars and everything. So I edited the description a little bit, and in the description on Meta, you won't see the word cigar. So over there, it's just a pen. It's based on a certain shape, but the word cigar is not mentioned over there,
No, but
because, well, it's complicated to promote.
Yeah,
yeah,
I can see that, especially for people who are anyone who gets it, who might try and make content on it. It is something that would not, I don't think it would be a monetizable video on YouTube.
No.
I think it breaks YouTube AdSense rules to monetize a video like that.
You cannot use the word cigar in such a video.
And honestly, we didn't want. I just want that we are clear. The cigar went in the story for two reasons. One reason is the shape, and we felt the shape, the ring around, etc., makes a nice pen and a different pen. And the second reason was, I think it evokes for many people a certain style of classic or something like that. But we don't want to promote cigars. I don't smoke cigar. I don't want to promote the tobacco industry or whatever. We are making a pen, and that's it. That's also why we called it XO. So because it's once again an atmosphere, a style. Like in a movie, when you look at some movies of I don't know, American movies talking about the mafia, American mafia, etc., you have a certain style. It doesn't mean you can find it makes nice picture without thinking that the mafia was good.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? It's very difficult to express, huh?
Yeah. Just to create something around it. Michael Duncan is asking, a pen with its own pen case, when does the aromatic cedar version come out?
Aromatic cedar version. A pen made of wood, of cedar?
Yeah.
So it's a good idea. To be honest with you, we have tried to work, not for this pen, but on some other pens, to work on wood pen. It's difficult. It's very difficult. So for the future, we are looking everywhere to find a good idea. It's difficult.
If you have any ideas, you can always send your ID to Mathias. It's
Exactly.
Mathias at Diplomat Pen, and you can find him there. We have a question here: if the pen does post?
No. Technically, you can put the cap at the back of the pen, but it will move. And honestly, it has been made not to post, because you can see how long it is with the cap like this. The cap is too long; it has no sense. So we don't.
You need two people to write with it then.
One
person to keep the cap and the other one to keep the barrel.
No, but the cap, you put it on your desk and it's very nice. But when you are making a pen, you don't make only something nice. You make something which is very comfortable to write with. And honestly, if you put the cap there, it's too long. The weight will come on the back. It's not nice. It has no sense to try to write with the cap posted. For some pens, I understand. Even if I'm not a guy who posts the caps, I don't like it. But it's my choice. But for this pen, it has no sense.
But the barrel is also pretty long, right?
No, the barrel in terms of size could be really compared to our. I have here an Excellence Oxide. Will become really comparable in size with the Excellence. So the barrel is not so long. It's a nice barrel with a long nib, a nice nib, but not very, very long when you have in the hand. You see. but with the cap, it becomes ridiculous.
Yeah, it's too long. It's too long.
And the weight is there.
Something that's also really nice about this pen is that it does come with the stainless steel nib. So it's not with a gold nib or anything that the price is ridiculous, but it's just a stainless steel nib, and the price is it's okay.
It's a choice we made. We have all seen the price of gold and even the price of silver going crazy from last year. As I said, we have, I believe, very nice stainless steel nib, and I don't want that this pen is reserved to rich people. It's to pen lovers, so it has to remain, even as a limited edition, accessible for pen lovers and not only rich people.
It's not only for cigar smoking people, it's also for people that...
Exactly.
All right, Matthias, thank you so much for sharing all the novelties of Diplomat. I also need to talk a little bit about some other products that are here on the Appelboom website right now.
New products.
One of them is, well, we were talking about some crazy pens. There is a brand that we carry that also sometimes does some crazy things. The brand is called Montegrappa, and they launched a very crazy pen. It's the Icons Harry Houdini limited edition fountain pen. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's very something special. It's a 6,000 euro pen. And just to name up some key features of this pen, it's a limited edition of only 150 pieces. It's crafted from sterling silver, vermeil, resin, and hand-painted lambskin for a luxurious, high-quality finish. It has an iconic design. It features engraved shackles, locking points, and tensioned bracelet chains. It's inspired by Houdini's famous escapes. It has a beautiful two-tone 18-karat gold nib with the escape key engraved on the nib. The water torture cell display, which was also one of the acts of Houdini, is like the housing or the gift box of this pen, and it really is something crazy. You should definitely have a look at it on our website to see how this pen is designed and how it comes with the packaging and everything. It's quite amazing how they put all their creativity in this model. Alexandra, have you seen this pen?
So before the show, I said no, that I hadn't seen it, and I haven't seen it in person. I have seen it somewhere on Instagram now that I'm flipping through the photos of it. I hadn't seen the case it came in, but I had seen the pen. And I have to say, I always love the Montegrappa dioramas. They're never a disappointment. The person I want to talk to is the person whose job it is to build those set pieces, because I am always in awe of them. They're so cool.
I think it's a really great job. You know, if that's your job, to just be creative and create things like the Houdini pen, but also the XO of Diplomat, is just, you can just put your creativity somewhere, right? You can just do something crazy and do whatever you like. Matthias, I got a question here from Pen Friends in the meantime. Sorry, I saw that question and I thought, I have to ask Matthias that. And it fits right now in this topic, because Pen Friends was asking, what dream material would you like to work with?
I would, if I don't stick on metal, because in metal, I believe we still have some other metal to try to work with, of course, with exception of gold and silver. I like the titanium, even if I feel that it's once again a very expensive metal, for reasons that maybe is not so interesting for the pen. I try to play guitar. My grandfather was craftsman with wood. I don't know the word in English. Building furnitures and things. So of course, I've been always fascinated by the wood. Which wood? I don't know, but yeah, if I could make a pen with a very, very original wood, you know, it's a living material. It provides by itself a great interest. So I would love to, for my grandfather, let's say, minimum.
I think an arrow in wood, that would be crazy.
Everybody talked about it. We tried. For the moment, we don't manage to do it, to be honest with you.
Okay, maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
We have patience. We have patience, Matthias. Don't worry. We have patience.
Okay.
A lot of patience. All right. Another new product that arrived in the Appelboom store, and actually it's already arrived in the store. It is the Diamine Forever Ink. It's a new collection of Diamine inks. They're very well known. They're a favorite of many. And now they created this Forever Ink. It's it's an ink that's there forever. It comes in 16 colors. I can name them all, or you can just head over to our website, and there you can see this beautiful samples of each color. There are a lot of different colors. It comes in a premium 50 milliliter glass ink bottle, and it's waterproof and it's lightfast pigment ink, and it's designed to deliver exceptional performance for fountain pens. So if you're looking for a waterproof and lightfast pigment ink, Diamine is offering this now as well in 16 colors. So it's not only the black, it's not only the green and the blue, but it's also everything in between. So we're really happy with that. We got 14 colors in, 2 colors are still missing, but we hope to receive that soon. So we have the entire collection complete. Matthias, I saw another question in the chat. It's from David Mason. David Mason was wondering if there ever is going to be an extra fine Viper.
Extra fine nib, you mean, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's not in... I will never say never, of course. But for the moment, our guess is to develop more the range of colors, even of writing possibilities. To be honest with you, we are also working on a Viper ballpoint pen, because for the moment we have only the fountain pen and the rollerball. And for example, I'm a left hand, and I prefer to write with a ballpoint pen than a rollerball, my choice. It's more important for us this than to develop a wide range of fountain pen nib sizes.
I can imagine that. Stefan Seufert, I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly. I'm sorry if I butchered it, but it's asking, what do you think about the trend towards bigger and bigger nib sizes?
Trends, I've been in the writing industry not for such a long time, but it's 25 years or more now. Trends with the nib sizes are changing almost every 2 years. So very difficult for me to provide any analysis about that.
Alexandra, what do you think?
To be honest with you, it's something I don't understand. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I'm sorry.
I would say that these days I tend to stick more towards a medium, a fine, or a mini stub. But I do really like using an Architect or a Zoom for titles. Other than that, I don't really use larger nib sizes anymore. Like, I'll still have a broad in my nib rotation, but they just aren't super practical for day-to-day notes. And so as much as I love them, I'm not really reaching for them very much these days.
Makes sense. Okay, we're almost here at the end of the show. I think, Wendy, you're correct. The question was more about like the size of the nib.
The size of the nib.
Width,
yeah, not the writing size, but the size of the nib.
Yeah.
I have tiny hands, and I don't like pens larger than normally a size 6 nib. They just feel too big in my hand.
I think Diplomat also only have the 6 size nib, right? And the Viper is number 4.
Yeah, Fiber, yeah. And no, we don't have only 6, because we already have for the Traveler and the Esteem, we are also with smaller than 6. But for Aero and Excellence, yes, we are on a 6 nib. For the moment, we didn't try to go on a bigger size because it's also we don't make so big pens. You have some very big pens, but to have a lot of decoration on these, which are more piece of arts than writing instruments, I would say. And in this case, I can understand that you want to have a big nib in front of a big body. Otherwise, it seems to be tiny. But for our pens, yes, we don't need to go to more than 6. 6 is already a very nice and shaped nibs.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, if you would put a number 8 size nib on, let's say, an Aero, it would look ridiculous. It would look like a clown with clown shoes on. It doesn't fit, I think. So I think number 6 size is perfect for the.
I think you have the good word, Joost. Nib size is just the size of the shoes compared to the people who is wearing the shoes.
Exactly, exactly. All right, we're now really towards the end of the show. But Alexandra, do you have a question for Mathias?
I sort of want to ask him the same question that I had last week, which was, if you had to, for whatever reason, repurchase all the pens you owned again, which is the first pen you'd repurchase?
To repurchase the pens of.
So if for whatever reason you lost your entire pen collection, which is the first pen in your collection you'd repurchase?
I think I would try to find. I have a very nice, very old pen, which was a pen made for Guy Laroche, which was how to say? It was a square pen made for Guy Laroche, which was a brand of the 70s, and I love this pen. It's not the nicest and the most expensive of my collection, but would be probably the first one, and maybe the second one that I try to find and I don't is the Pilot Murex, but the first version where the body was the nib exactly at the same. Such a style. So these are also maybe the first one of my collection. So maybe it's part of my answer is there.
Yeah, I like that answer. Yeah. It's also a good question, Alexandra. We should keep that question like in the series. They should come back like every time. Well, it's a good one.
I like it because you sort of learn about what. It's not always somebody's favorite pen. It's sometimes what's most sentimental to somebody in their collection is what they'd go looking for first.
Of course, exactly. You're right.
Yeah. Is it part of your 20 pen questions series? This question?
It is not. I cut it from the original series.
Why?
Because I thought, what's a pen you wish you could see in person was a better question. And in turn, I've gotten to list some crazy expensive pens.
But I think those questions can live together, like next to each other, right?
Maybe different questions. Maybe it'll appear and revisited in the new list of questions.
Let's vote for it. Who thinks the question should come back? All right, let's see if we have something in the comment section that we need to discuss. Here, Elilian Maglak is saying, it seems that the Esteem and the Excellence A2 are not that as advertised like the Aero. I think they are awesome and quite underrated, and I completely agree with you on this. I don't know why, but for some reason, the Aero is
No, but I can totally agree with that as a pen lover too. When you look at, if I talk about the Excellence more than the Esteem, the pen itself, the lacquer deepness, the pleasure you have to write with, etc., the quality is a fantastic pen, Excellence. But it's more seen as a classic pen, and since the beginning, many people are want to talk with us more about the Aero, which has a specific design. But I totally agree that in the people who doesn't try an excellence will probably underrate it. But when you have in hand, it's a fantastic pen.
Yeah, very nice. It's very nice. All right, now we're really here at the end of the show. Mathias, is there anything that you would like to share with us other than you already shared? Like,
no, nothing more. I have the chance to be with you again. It's a pleasure to talk with you, to have the questions from the community. And as you know, we are far from the users when we are manufacturers. So it's always really a pleasure. I just hope that the pens will not become more and more expensive because of reasons that have nothing to see with the pen industry, the manufacturers or you, the distributors. I hope we will have fun. I just hope we will have fun with our pens and that we will have fun. And that's it.
That's important, right? Having fun. Mathias, thank you so much for joining us again and explaining everything. And I especially really like it when you are talking about the pens because, well, of course, you know all the design features and you know everything, all the thoughts and things behind the pens. So I always appreciate it when you can come join the chat. Alexandra, thank you for joining us again as a co-host. It was a lot of fun. And now you can build your own I don't know the English word for it. Wow. Wait, I need to Google
Build
this.
it.
Wait. Snowman. Now you can build your own snowman the rest of the day.
It has been snowing the entire time we've been talking, and so there is actually enough snow that I could probably build a snowman, which is
I hope that you can get out of your house
for April 8th. Well, we don't have 7 feet of snow like we had earlier this winter, so it really isn't that bad. We've had worse this year.
I'm looking forward to the photo of you that you created the snowman. Really looking forward to this. All right. Okay. Good luck the rest of the day, Alexandra. Everybody that was watching in the YouTube chat, thank you so much for joining us and making this conversation even more fun than it already was. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to do that. Also, head over to the YouTube channel of Alexandra, which is Alexandra's Art Insanity. You will see a video there in a couple of days of Alexandra creating a snowman, which is really cool. So you should definitely subscribe there as well, so you won't miss out on that video. And make sure to follow Diplomat on Instagram to see all the crazy launches that they're doing. Thank you again, and we see you guys again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.